The second mantra, or the second leg of leader of the pack is lead. After we stand up, it's time to lead. Now, what's the problem with leading in our society, in our generation? People think that leaders are all about power. People think that leadership is all about using your power against other people, to stand over them and force them to do what you want them to do. We've learned that from politicians. We've unfortunately learned that from religious leaders. We've learned that from business people who use their power against other people rather than to lead them. And if they lead them for their own benefit rather than the benefit of the people. But take a look at people like Martin Luther King. Let's take a look at people like Abraham in the Bible. They use their power, they use their intellect and their heart and their soul to lead other people for the benefit of the world, not just themselves. In fact, leadership takes self-sacrifice. Abraham was asked to sacrifice his own child. He wouldn't have been asked to do that if he was not a leader. Martin Luther King sacrificed his own life for his people, for the movement that was created. Leadership is not about power being used against people, but leadership is about power being given to the people. Leadership is about being a light for people to look towards and say, come with me, follow me. I'm willing to do the hard work. I'm willing to be the bulldozer to knock over whatever is in front of us so that we can surge forward as a family, as a people, as a community, as a world. In the Israeli army, the majority of people that are injured or killed are the commanders. They're the heads of the unit. Why? Because we don't expect our men to go into any situation if we're not willing to lead them in. If we as leaders are not willing to sleep less, work harder, self-sacrifice more, then sit down and let someone else lead. But leaders of the pack is an amazing environment to train leaders to stand up and be the men that they can be, but through proper leadership, real leadership, humble leadership. What humble leadership means is, like I said, number one, I'm the first to be the one willing to self-sacrifice if my men are going to come in after me. Number two, it means that I am leading with humility, knowing what I am good at and what I am not good at. What I am not good at, I'm going to work at, and at the same time, I'm going to empower other men to stand beside me in leadership and lead with me. We learn this straight from Moses and Aaron. Moses doesn't have an excuse not to be a leader. He tries to bring the excuse to God, and God says, no way, I'll bring you a brother that will complete you. And they stood in front of Pharaoh and they fought. And the Israelites were free. Without that brotherhood, without that partnership, that partnership between David and Jonathan, would David have ever succeeded? No way. And in fact, later on in the story, David and Yoav being the head of David's army, David is a spiritual man sitting there writing psalms, and at the same time, he's a fighter, he's a warrior, but he has a brother who's leading also the army when he's not there. We need brothers to help us lead into battle. We need brothers to stand beside us so that when we're tired in our leadership, we have someone standing there holding up our hands and saying, you can do this. And where you can't, I will step in and I will lead with you. One of the big problems in Western society today is that if we see another leader coming in, we get self-conscious. We think, oh my gosh, they're going to take my place. They're going to take my stage. Instead of saying, wow, let me embrace that man. Bring him in with the strengths that he has to make his leadership a team of leaders rather than one man. Don't get me wrong, there has to be a spearhead at the front of every single movement. And I am willing to do that. I'm willing to have the self-sacrifice to do that. But I know I have my brothers on my sides. I know that the brothers that were here just a few months ago in Israel are by my sides, and they are leading with me. They are already commanders of units within Leaders of the Pack. Leaders of the Pack, leader of the pack is the place where you as a man get to lead, get to lead through humility, get to lead and grow your leadership skills, and at the same time, be humble enough to have another man stand next to you and lead with you. Not become self-conscious, but actually feel more powerful, more sure of yourself, because you've got a brother there by your side.